Welcome to Garth Spotlight, and we're going to be talking about our favorite guy, starting from Rush Hour to Shanghai Noon to a couple of Chinese films you might have not heard of, like Police Story. And we're going to be breaking that down compared to his new movie, The Foreigner. Today we have Sammy, who has huge knowledge, our short film director, the Axeman. And right here, from a kid, he's been watching Jackie Chan. He knows his films. He knows what he's talking about. The White Zombie. All right, roll the intro. So we're going to be talking to Jackie Chan, one of our biggest inspirations from childhood. He's been there in Rush Hour, big films. We know him in a lot of Western market, but a lot of people don't know about him acting in the Chinese market, which brings this new surprise element in The Foreigner, which people aren't used to.
Well, people in the West, yeah.
Yeah, so our comedy, we would say that joking Jackie Chan, always getting beat up and picking himself back up, isn't what you're going to expect with The Foreigner. With The Foreigner, you're getting more of a brooding, actual Jackie Chan's acting, which you see a lot throughout the film. And some points that you guys might have saw that showed.
So that's our first point, Jackie Chan's performance. Growing up in the in the West, you're used to seeing Rush Hour, Shanghai Noon, Rumble in the Bronx, movies like that, where he's kind of like this fun, comical, lovable man. In this, you don't really have that. He's a man with a vengeance. And
it shows.
Based on what we've seen in like his Chinese films, he's more accustomed to playing roles like that. But Western audiences might not be used to that.
Yeah. And Al, you've seen a couple of his older movies?
Yeah, a lot of I more know a lot of his stuff like First Strike, Rumble in the Bronx and stuff like that. And this movie, it does borrow a little bit from the action sequences from a little bit of those movies, but a lot of it is very different. But it's different in a way that it engages you because of the way his performance is done, the way he's brooding, the way he's moody, and also his counterbalance to the other actor in the movie, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, and he nails it. Jackie Chan nails it. You see it in the trailer, you're gonna notice that this isn't a comedy in any way, shape, or form, and his performance is, I think, fantastic.
Yeah,
it is. It's very good.
There are times they're tear jerking at times. Sorry, Garth, go on.
No, it reminds me of Police Story, Lockdown, Shinjuku Incident. Both of them, he plays a very dramatic role. In Shinjuku Incident, he's in Hong Kong and he plays with a group of his cast members, like his team, that slowly dies off here and there. And he goes through this emotional rampage, right? You see that emotional side there. And they pulled those elements in this movie as well.
Yeah.
So that's a great combination, right? And Pierce Brosnan. Brosnan. We seen him in James Bond. We've seen him in
most famous probably for that.
Yeah, I think he's just most famous. I forget the one with the apple on his face for the painting one, where he robs paintings. I can't remember the name of it.
He did November Man a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that was one of his other movies. He's known for action as well, Pierce Brosnan, but he's also done dramatic stuff as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was in Mrs. Doubtfire as well.
Yes, he was.
I think he was.
Yes,
he was.
So he pops up in movies like that once in a while.
Cameos.
He's a good actor. He's got a lot of range, and he complimenting Jackie Chan, he is excellent as well.
Yeah,
a very different kind of performance.
They played really well with that style, right?
Yes,
it's both of them, and we don't want to spoil too much, right?
Yeah. So one's like the brooding, one's the brooding man seeking vengeance. The other's more like the I would say like the smooth politician.
Yeah.
But he's got a history. He's got a backstory.
Yeah, he's a politician in this one, and at the beginning we do get introduced to these two characters that are widely apart. Jackie Chan's just a stranger who walks into this, right? Whereas Pierce Brosnan has been a part of that.
Brosnan.
I'm gonna just call him Pierce.
Pierce is good.
Or Bond.
Yeah, or Bond.
Yeah. Mr. Bond is very intrigued with political gains.
But he's more part of this world. Jackie Chan gets kind of sucked in because of what happens to his daughter, which we see in the trailer. She dies, and that's what brings all the action into place.
Yeah, and Jackie Chan, there's a scene where he's holding his daughter.
Yeah, that's a very touching scene right there.
So it's like that aspect there sets the tone for the whole movie.
Absolutely.
You're going to feel everything Jackie Chan feels, and he does a really good job of getting you involved into every hit, into everything he feels.
And kudos to the director, Martin Campbell, for getting close-ups of Jackie Chan and getting really good intimate shots of him. You see the emotion in his face, you see the tears, you see the sadness, and you believe it every step of the way.
Yeah. You see that with Pierce as well. because they close in really tight to him when he's talking on the phone.
Oh yeah.
When he's talking to another person or when something climactic is happening, it's really close and up.
They make it very intimate to each of the characters.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even some of the side characters as well. You become involved with all the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
I would say to a certain extent. Obviously, Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan the most, but even the side characters all have interesting backstories that are explored in one way or the other, however small. You do become engaged with them as well, I find.
Yeah,
Very much so.
Yeah.
These are the concepts that will hit home for people who want to see this dramatic side of Jackie Chan that we've been missing from the Western market. So a lot of this will hit home for these type of fans. Whereas if you're going there to see Jackie Chan in like Rush Hour, Shanghai Noon, Yoga, one he did recently, those ones were like him being comical.
Fun.
Fun.
Yeah, just fun.
Fun Jackie, but this is serious Jackie.
Not for the kids. Not seriously, not for the kids.
It's not
not for the
gonna-
family.
no.
And that's a refreshing.
That is
We haven't seen Jackie Chan do a movie like this in a long time. Like just in general, just a straight action movie as well. There's no superheroes in this.
I
It's
would
just
say action thriller, right?
Yeah, it's a solid action thriller with elements of espionage.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a lot of the spy elements there, and it's very tactical how the character is played. He's not just gonna rush up in there and start fighting 5 guys at once. He actually plans.
He actually plans out and he shows to Pierce, like, hey, I can get to you. Watch out.
Yeah, and that's like the main thing. It's just like, I want something done. You have the resources. How are you gonna help me?
You don't do it, I'll show you force.
Yeah, and then
Help me out.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the feeling they captured in the trailer was that's throughout the film. Like that sense of hype and intensity that you get in the trailer is wonderfully brought to life in the film.
right. That's another aspect I want to jump into is more of the action than the narrative too, like how they played into each other because they were very intertwined. It wasn't like we saw action every 2 seconds, and it wasn't like we saw drama every 2 seconds. It was more weaved in with the right elements. Like it never throughout the movie, there's climaxes ups and down, but it never was like, oh, this is boring. I don't want to hear anything more about it. It was more like, no, we're fleshing this character out. We're giving you
The
more
downtime fleshed out the characters more so it doesn't really feel like there was downtime or a moment of boring.
No.
It was like action scenes was high, and even when it wasn't very actiony or things were blowing up or things were happening, you were feeling the characters or understanding the motives of each of the different characters. So it always felt like something was happening. And even for the movie that was running 2 hours,
It's about that, right?
it didn't feel like a 2-hour film. It
Yeah.
felt like it ran by very quickly.
Everything that happened, and there are lengthy sections of the film where you don't see a lot of action sequences, but everything that happens progresses the plot. It doesn't halt. It continues to push the plot forward, and it also develops why this happened. Like we don't know why we know it was IRA terrorists, but we don't know who specifically was behind it, and that's obviously his motivation for the entire story, right?
Yeah.
And that slowly starts to unfold like a puzzle. Every minute gives you another piece, and it was really well scripted in that sense.
Yes,
Yes,
it was
for sure.
scripted. Yeah, definitely well scripted. I'm actually surprised with the elements they chose to keep with Jackie, which was he had his classic themes of fighting. In a couple of scenes, you get the classic themes, but you also see this tinkerer who's also very knowledgeable,
Yeah,
and they use like
special
his
forces.
special
They
forces
said it in the trailer too.
yeah, special forces background, and it's like it's not like I said before, a guy who runs in there, but it's not also a guy who's not aware of the situation. He knows what's happening. He knows how to deal with the situation.
You know who he's dealing with.
Yes.
He knows how to deal with it.
Yeah.
In certain action scenes where you see him, he's running in there. He's aware of all his surroundings, and you see it. He's on a mission, and he knows exactly how to pull it off.
And you said when we were preparing for this episode, Garth, you made a really good point. You said the action sequences are just really well placed throughout.
Yes.
That's a good point. Like the action sequences that are in the film, they're fantastic, and they're placed really at good points in the film. Like he's fighting for a reason. He's not fighting just for fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which might throw a lot of people off there. He's not fighting just for fighting.
It's nice to see. It's nice not to. It's nice not to see action for the sake of action. It's nice to have something that actually again progresses the plot and reveals about like obviously we know it's Jackie Chan, so we know he can kick everybody's butt, right? But up until that point in the film, you just think his character is just this kind, innocent foreign national who owns a restaurant, and then you can see that he can fight, and that's classic, and it's done. It's
More
done
of his
really
character
well.
opens up.
Yeah.
More of the brutal side of him opens up.
Yeah.
A lot of the beginning scenes is just when you see Jackie, you see a father.
Yeah.
Like the way he started off the movie, he was a very concerned father about his daughter. It's just like, oh, when do I get to meet the boyfriend?
Yeah.
It's just like, when do I do this? So
Yeah,
it's like, hey, I'm your father. You gotta like, you know,
Yeah.
let me in the loop. You can't do this sort of thing. And that's the whole aspect they set up, right? And even afterwards, he's just stunned. It's not like normal happy Jackie. He was just like, you see him loss of reality.
The emotion drained out
Yeah.
of him.
And that was really well portrayed in the sense that you hurt with him. You see his photos and you see a bit of his past too. And it's just like, when you go through that, you're feeling for him, which brings a strong connection to the main character.
Yeah, the film makes you feel, and it's done in a way that is effective. Yes. Sometimes it's not just shoved down your throat. It does, like, the action in terms of what happens with his daughter and stuff happens quite quickly, but the development of his character, I say, takes time.
Yeah,
but in a very strong way. Sometimes it drags on in some of these kinds of films. It didn't in this case.
Even with Pierce, though, because there's two sides of the coin, right? Jackie Chan has his progression, and Pierce also has his progression of his character as well, where you kind of feel for what he's going through and the things he's trying to find out.
Yeah.
And as the plot thickens, you know, you actually, you know, kind of see him grow as more...
You actually feel for Pierce too.
You do.
It's like both characters were developed equally well.
Yes.
And I thought they did well with these characters because every character they introduced had a reason. There's a reason why they're there. There's a reason why they show. There might be like one or two scenes where I'm like, who is this person and what are they doing? They refer back to them and flesh them out really well. So it's like every new character plays a part. They're not strangers.
And with Pierce Brosnan's character, there's a lot of gray area. He's not just, you know, he's not just the bad guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with his character. There's a lot of layers. It's very interesting. As the film goes on, you start to find out about those layers.
Yeah.
And how he's kind of cut between these two worlds. His role as a British politician and his former role as an IRA member.
Yeah, he's trying to get away from that life.
Yeah. Or is he, right? Like,
is
we don't
he?
know, right?
We don't know.
Right, exactly, right? Like, you don't...
Without spoiling too much.
Yeah.
It's just
no,
like...
the trailer revealed that he had IRA roots. Yeah, that's why I said it.
Okay.
Don't worry. You looked a little nervous there. You were like... No, it was like in the trailer, Jackie Chan puts the IRA... used to work for them. So, no, don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
But that's what's so fascinating about his character, that he's not cut from one cloth. He has all these different wires intertwined about him. And as the story goes on, it's really interesting seeing where his character goes, because what I thought he was in the trailer was not what he was in the film.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No. Not this one-sided.
No, it wasn't one-sided at all. You obviously still root for Jackie Chan. You still want him to exact his vengeance, right? But I didn't realize I didn't realize in what context he would.
Yeah.
It's
another thinker. It's another thinker.
Yeah.
It's not something that you just walk in and it's black and white.
Yeah.
So my big question to you guys is, would you watch it on the first day? Would you wait a bit? You guys go
first day.
Yeah.
100% first day.
Yeah.
It's a refreshing Jackie Chan film.
Yeah.
It's even with Pierce in there too. You kind of watch it for him too. If you don't like Jackie Chan or you're not really into it and you like Pierce Brosnan, go and watch it even for him, because he does a hell of a job too. And for us who are really into Jackie Chan, go watch it too. It may not be your traditional Jackie Chan film, but it's something that is new and refreshing enough that might pull you to watch his other films. So go watch it first day. It's just that good.
First day as well. It's worth it. It's a really great film. It's nice to have a film like this in the clutter of superhero movies and big blockbusters that we have right now in franchise films. It's just nice to have something that kind of reminds me of growing up in the 90s, while at the same time kind of taking from an element of Jackie Chan that Western audiences aren't used to.
Right.
So I really enjoyed this film, and I thought it was a wonderful thriller.
See, I would usually say first day, but for this one, I would say half price Tuesdays. Why? If you're not sure about this film, you're not getting the typical Jackie Chan. You're better off watching it at that time. Also, a lot of the audiences right now are used to Western Jackie Chan. If you're into Asian, like you're used to the Asian market and you're seeing his Chinese films, you'll love this movie.
Yeah.
First day, hands down. But a person who hasn't, I would say wait. It's not that big of a difference between the 2 days for me. I wouldn't mind seeing.
We
it
did
on
see it
Tuesday.
today, the day after opening day.
Yeah.
It was worth it, wasn't it?
It's worth it, without a doubt.
But that's fair. Andrew and I are coming from very specific backgrounds in terms of like how much we like Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be.
No, you're looking at it from like everybody else's
Yes,
perspective. You're being
perspective.
very considerate. We're not.
We're like, it's Jackie Chan, watch
Yeah,
it.
just watch it. Yeah.
After this, I'm gonna go watch First Strike.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
If you love Jackie Chan, like I said, you'll love it a lot. If not, you should see it on Tuesday to see where you gauge, or if you're so used to westernized and you're not used to the Chinese market, check it out this way. You'll still love it, I think. You'll still love it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a solid action thriller, bar none.
And with that said, give us your comments on the movie, what you thought about it, and what you think is the next thing for Jackie Chan. He has a lot in him, as he's shown right now.
In his
right?
age, at his age, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Seeing him do those stunts
He
in
has
his
aged
age,
very well.
he looks great, and he still can fight. Like,
Smoothly.
yeah.
Anyways,
I want to admire him.
if you like this video, give us a comment, and give us a comment, and then like our page. So
us know what you
give us a
thought.
shout. Yeah, definitely. Subscribe.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, you can check out the next video here. If you're in a daring mood, you can select the random video here.